What's going on, YouTube? REE-ZON once again coming at you. Yo, check this, man. I'm doing a video now on the just excuse the insulting language, but it kind of gets me to the point where I'm just like, what y'all thinking? The retarded argument that Nintendo is making money and profiting and staying alive off of their past glory. Really? Yo, check this out, man. So much hate about, oh, Nintendo rehashes Mario and Zelda and Metroid and their past franchises, and this is how they make a living, and this is how they stay in the game. Well, newsflash. Coming off of last generation, they're not just in the game, they won. We destroyed PS3 and 360. That being said, let's move on from there. Living off their past franchises, yes. And why the hell not? When you have characters, worlds, franchises, universes as memorable and as transcendent as Legend of Zelda, Mario, Metroid, Star Fox, F-Zero, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart. And that's just going off the top of my head. There's a bunch more, but notice how I can continue to mention franchises and titles that expand their durability, that continue to live on. Now, the more that I look into this argument that's being made, the more that I realize that the people making this argument are anti-Nintendo fanboys. Now, there's a very interesting thing that comes to mind, a very interesting thought that comes to my mind when I see this. And that is, could this be because your company of choice, your console of choice, and again, I mean no disrespect. Those of you who watch my videos and see what I'm about know that I'm for video games. Yes, I am Nintendo first, but I am for video games as a whole. I believe this is the dominant entertainment choice of the day. I believe it has the potential, if it hasn't already done it, to overtake movies and TV shows as the primary choice of entertainment. That's what I believe. Okay? So it doesn't matter to me if you're doing it with Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, if Apple gets into the console fight, if any other, how do you say that, Ouija, that new $99 system that's coming out is going to let you mod games like crazy, whatever. As long as you're playing video games and contributing to this industry, I'm good with that. But could this hate and this retarded argument be because your company of choice, your console of choice, be it Microsoft, be it Sony, because those are the only two big ones besides Nintendo, could it be because they haven't been successful in creating characters, franchises, worlds, universes that are transcendent, that can stand the test of time? Let's just be real. Let's just call it what it is. Hey, check it. It's been 25, 26 years since The Legend of Zelda was created. We know there's a Legend of Zelda new game coming out within the next year or so. And we know that there's a Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD remake coming out sometime this holiday season. It's 25 years. We're still making games on this character, on this franchise, on this universe. And guess what? It hasn't decreased in sales. It hasn't decreased in popularity. It's still in high demand 25 years later. Because Nintendo created something so original and so transcendent and so amazing and so engrossing that the fans continue to clamor for more. And it's not just the old school nostalgia infused fans like myself, because I am old school when it comes to Nintendo. New fans, new players that had never got introduced to Nintendo before the Wii. The Wii was their first experience with Nintendo. And that's an amazing experience. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that was the first time they ever heard of Zelda, Mario, whatever. You're talking about young kids today. They are still buying up Zelda. OG vets like myself are still buying up Zelda. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Instant classics in video game history. What, 20 some odd years after its initial release? Metroid Prime Corruption, Metroid Prime 1 through 3, Other M. All these games were successful and continue to bring in new fans and entertain the old school fans, because once again, Nintendo is genius enough, and the minds that they have working and programming and story development and all that, they're in their company, are so top of the industry, elite, that they continue to make characters and universes and worlds that you want to continue to be a part of 20 some odd years down the road. Let me ask you something, and I'm not hating, I'm just being real. God of War, very good franchise for Sony. Very good franchise on the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. Let me ask you something. Do you honestly believe in your heart of hearts that 25 years down the line we'll be making God of War games? And all those years in between, because they have been making Zelda games every year for 25 years. You think that's going to be the case with God of War? Probably not. Do you think that's going to be the case with Gears of War on Xbox? Notice how all these games have war somewhere in the title. That's the funny part. You think they're going to be doing that? No, they just made the third one and that's it. Maybe they'll make another sequel or something a couple years down the road, or a spin-off or something. But is it going to have the longevity? Is it going to have the durability? Is it going to be relevant and still dominant 20-some years down the line? No, it's not. God of War is not going to do that. Gears of War is not going to do that. Halo's got like 6 or 7 games by this time. We got like up to Halo 4, but there's Halo Reach and then some other one there. I forgot what it was called. You got about 5 or 6 Halo games. Do you think 20-some years down the line there's going to be a Halo game coming out? Are we still going to be talking about it? No. Nintendo has made characters that are epic and engraved in the fabric of video game history that are continually relevant today. Why wouldn't they continue to make money off that? Why wouldn't they continue to bring us those games? Let me ask you something. When was the last time you complained about, if you actually played it and weren't just a hater, when was the last time you complained about the quality and experience that you had playing a Zelda title? Yeah, that's right, you didn't, because they're all awesome. Okay, a Mario title. That's right, you didn't, because they're all awesome. A Smash Brothers? No, nothing. Okay, F-Zero. No. Stop with the BS arguments and hate towards Nintendo just because they got what you wish your company had, what you wish your system had. Truth be told, if you look at the way that Sony and Microsoft do their thing, and again, this is not to be disrespectful, this is just to put something in perspective. They continually, the history of them doing their thing as far as, making games and systems, they continually bite off of what Nintendo has already established time and time again. Sony is king at this, because Sony's been around a lot longer than Microsoft. Microsoft has been around for only 2 consoles, but already within 2 consoles, they already showed that they are going to follow Sony in biting off Nintendo. Motion controls, oh, they're a gimmick, they're garbage. For 3 years straight, they tried to put that argument across. Oh, well, then here comes Kinect. Yo, stop the bullcrap. Nintendo is king. When and if any of these other companies usurp Nintendo and basically take over for real, I will be the first one to acknowledge it, because as much as I'm a Nintendo fan, it don't matter. I like games. Okay? If you look right here, look, I'm going to show you right here. If you look right here, there's a PS3. There's an original Xbox. There's a Dreamcast and Saturn. Alright? I'm a video gamer. Okay? Just because my company of choice is Nintendo doesn't mean I will not get props when props is due. But the fact of the matter is, for the most part, in comparison to what Nintendo has done the last 6-7 years, there is nothing to give props about to Sony or Microsoft. There is not. And then you sit here and you say, oh, but Nintendo's just rehashing their franchises. Okay, first of all, if you're going to tell me that Twilight Sword felt exactly like a rehash of Twilight Princess, you obviously haven't played either one of those games. Because they're in the same universe, with the same characters, but they're completely different. Feel different, play different. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, nothing like Mario Sunshine. Metroid Other M, nothing like Metroid Prime 1 through 3. They continually evolve. They continually further develop their franchises and their stories to bring you the next iteration that is going to be epic, and it always has been. So what is the beef? The beef is because you just have to hate on Nintendo. You just have to. You just have to. It's like you're programmed that if the product says Nintendo on it, we're going to take it lightly and we're going to spit all over it and basically crap on it. Do that all you want. Let me ask you something. How did that work for you last generation? Because for 6-7 years, the Wii dominated, destroyed PlayStation and Xbox 360. And even when the Wii started dying down, because Nintendo was obviously shifting focus to launching the Wii U and the 3DS, even then at that point where PlayStation and 360 were outselling the Wii, they could not sell enough units to even get remotely close to the lifetime sales of the Nintendo Wii. Stop hating. There's room for all three of these juggernauts in the gaming industry. And for anyone else that wants to jump into the war, let's do it. But don't be sitting there talking like Nintendo, it doesn't do anything innovative and they just continue to go with the same thing and blah, 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 blah. It's not true. It's simply not true. And then the final thing I'll talk about is that people say, oh, well, they haven't made a new franchise in so long. You're right. That'll give you. Nintendo has not developed a brand new franchise in a long time. But let's be real. When their current franchises are this good, do you really need to go somewhere else? No, you don't. Because they are that good. Now, as far as not developing anything new in a while, that is true and untrue. First of all, before the Nintendo Wii came out, we didn't have a Wii Sports. Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort are both great games. Great games that showcase the power of the system, the different technology and innovations the system has brought to the table, and are fun. Okay? And as far as establishing a new franchise, if you look at it, Wii Sports Resort introduces Woohoo Island. Okay? That island has popped up in other Nintendo games afterwards. Pilot Wings Resort on the Nintendo 3DS. Okay? It shows up, if I'm not mistaken, in the new Wii U Fit. Okay? So they're continually adding things to their repertoire, adding worlds, adding environments, adding characters, adding franchises. Just because they don't come up with a brand new first-person shooter every single freaking year doesn't mean that they're not working. Okay? Do your research. Analyze. Use this little thing that God gave us, most of us, called common sense. It's your boy Reason, man. I can do this all day. Keep the hate coming. Keep the hate coming at Nintendo, because what Nintendo's going to keep coming towards you is epic games that you're going to wish you had a Nintendo console to be able to play them on. God bless y'all. Stay gaming.